Hi, I'm Molly, and this is a quick update from the audio-visual team. Where we are and where we need to be. A quick reminder of where we were when we entered the pandemic and the shutdown, and where we need to be able to be back in person for worship. In June 2019, we held a congregational meeting to approve the expenditure of $35,000 to upgrade the audio-visual stuff in the sanctuary. That was to be provided by an external vendor to be doing all the installations. This was only going to happen if we had the dedicated funds on hand. We'd raised just over $5,000 when both of our projectors in the sanctuary failed in late February. We then purchased 85-inch Samsung TV monitors to hang in the sanctuary. But before we could get those installed, COVID-19 happened, we shut down, and we moved to online worship. We began online worship using the Mevo camera system, which we had been using for in-person worship. This allowed us to provide a live stream worship similar to what we had been doing in person. We quickly realized that while the Mevo was really good for in-person worship at the time, it wasn't how we wanted to continue moving forward for online worship. So that's when we switched to pre-recorded to premiere our YouTube and Facebook videos for worship. This allowed us to add pre-recorded music from the encounter band as well as the choir. Now, without trying to rush back into worship during the pandemic, it's time to start planning for an in-person worship service. Now you may be asking yourself, Molly, why do we need to continue to have an online worship if we're going to be in person soon? That's a great question. Returning to normal will be a journey. We'll be worshiping with limited attendance for quite some time. Not all people will be able to return to worship. Those who are immunocompromised may not want to return to worship for quite some time, so they need to have an online option to worship with us. We have not only maintained our worship engagement online, we've actually grown. And unlike so many other churches, we've also maintained our giving. To continue to maintain worship online and giving, we need to put out a quality online worship. And this is how we plan to do that. The AV Tech team met earlier this year to create a plan on how to move forward. And we had a few goals in mind. We wanted to look for savings from the $35,000 from the original plan without sacrificing the quality that we could have in person. We wanted these upgrades to be able to give a high quality online presence. We wanted to be able to maintain a high quality presence online while also transitioning to have a high quality in-person service. We created a phased approach to allow implementation of these audiovisual upgrades as we have the funds available. Now for a quick clarification on the online services. We're looking to provide the in-person, encounter service, and traditional service online. The new AV upgrades will allow us to do this and live stream both services at high quality. This won't be an entirely new service. This will be an opportunity to offer our in-person service to online worshipers. At the February council meeting, the AV team presented a reworked proposal. All of the work will be performed internally by our own tech team. This phased approach to allow implementation as funds are raised while minimizing rework. These added tools for continued quality online presence as we return to in-person, and a new plan with significant savings. Additional beyond the screens costs only $15,000, saving us nearly $20,000 while adding functionality. This previous plan didn't include video upgrades. Now this is the part where you guys come in. We already have $3,500 in the AV fund. We need to raise an additional $11,429 in order to complete this plan and move forward with a smooth transition back to in-person worship. I hope you guys will consider giving. These audiovisual upgrades will be a great addition to in-person and online worship services. And I will see you guys hopefully in person soon.